Welcome to the Ask Donna Advocacy in Action podcast, hosted by Donna J. Jodhand, a world-renowned advocate, author, blogger, sight loss coach, dinner mystery writer, and producer, entrepreneur, law graduate, and podcast commentator. Drawing on her vast experience, Donna is here to guide you through the world of advocacy, showing you how to be an effective and powerful advocate in your everyday life. In this podcast, you'll learn what advocacy truly means, how it's used, why it's essential, who uses it, and when to apply it, whether for simple tasks or major challenges. Advocacy is not for the faint of heart, but is something that everyone can practice. Success comes through persistence, patience, and unwavering commitment. Tune in and discover how to make advocacy part of your daily life.
Hello. I'm Donna J. Jodhand, your host for the new look Ask Donna Advocacy in Action. And we're starting off January 2025 with our new look. I'd like to thank all of my listeners and all of my readers and all of my well-wishers for having helped to put this new look Ask Donna Advocacy in Action podcast together, because it is only through you and with you that I have been able to do this. And over the past few months, we have all worked very hard to put it together, and I'm really excited and interested to see how this goes. There's so much to talk about in the world of advocacy, and so much for each of us to learn. This is going to be a monthly podcast to start off with, and then we'll go from there. So, thank you to everyone for your feedback, your comments, your suggestions, your recommendations, everything. And thank you to my little brother in Montreal, Michael. Happy New Year to you, Mike, and to Heather. I hope 2025 is a better year for you and for all of us. Okay, we're going to start with our customary Etsy announcement. And I will tell you that over the holiday season, I am really pleased to tell you or share with you that my Etsy mission and initiative has been helping others to become more motivated and more creative in their efforts, not just to be better pottery people or better potters. It's a way for us to help others through the profits and sales that we raise. And it is a way for us to keep on promoting my initiative, transitioning to a new world, where I help high school students preparing to leave high school and young adults to go out there into the world and show others that they, as kingmakers and as queen makers, can help others to advocate better for themselves and for others as well. And to use my advocacy course to do just that, or my advocacy presentations, and to use my entrepreneurship course to become better and more powerful self-employees. Okay? There is definitely an alternative to mainstream workplace work. All right. So, again, welcome to my Ask Donna Advocacy in Action podcast. Okay? All right. So, what is advocacy all about? Okay? What is advocacy all about? But first, let me share with you an inspirational message for January. Happy January. This is the perfect time to embrace new beginnings and to set the tone for the new year ahead. Think of this month as a blank canvas where every brush stroke counts. Dive into activities that ignite your passion, okay? And whether it's joining a local club, volunteering, or starting a new hobby, or committing to personal growth, the key is to take that first step with courage and enthusiasm. Okay? Remember, every small effort can lead to significant change. Let this January be the start of something very remarkable. Okay? That is my inspiration message for January. All right. Let's start off with my sharing with you my humble and respectful opinion of what advocacy is. What is advocacy? In my opinion, advocacy is when you speak up. So you speak up about an issue that is near and dear to your heart, or you speak up about an issue that affects not just you alone, but could affect others. So what is the difference between speaking up and speaking out? Really, there's not much difference. Speaking up is maybe a little bit stronger than speaking out. Again, you use speaking out to talk about issues that are on your mind, issues that are near and dear to your heart, and near and dear to the hearts of those around you, your family, your friends. This is what advocacy is all about. Advocacy is when you engage in conversations with others, through your letter writing, through social media. That is what engaging is, this is what engaging is used for, and this is what advocacy is all about. So you reach out and you engage with others. You communicate. You communicate your feelings, your sentiments, your comments, your suggestions, just as you are doing with me through your emails to me. Okay? And do not forget to keep writing to me at AskDonnaOnBlindLife@gmail.com or DonnaJodhan@gmail.com. So that is what communicating means. This is what advocacy is all about. And then you reach out. Reach out to others in whatever you do. You may think advocacy, it's a huge thing, but it's not huge. It could be from the smallest thing to the biggest thing. It's whatever suits you, whatever grabs your attention, whatever makes you tick. This is what advocacy is all about. And who gets involved in advocacy? Anyone can get involved in advocacy. Any age, from the youngest to the oldest. Okay? It could be a kid. It could be a kid asking his or her mom or dad for something and telling mom and dad why they think it is necessary. It is a kid asking a teacher for something, or asking a friend for something, or a family member. It could be a high school student advocating for better sporting facilities. It could be a high school student advocating for better recreational facilities. It could be a high school student advocating to their teacher for greater, engagement or communication with different activities. So a high school student can also get involved in advocacy. It could be a college or university student advocating for better facilities when it comes to online exams, more access to professors, okay? A college student advocating for sidewalks to be better lit when they walk across universities or colleges at night, okay? It could be a professional advocating in their own workplace for better working conditions, okay? It could also be an unemployed person advocating for better opportunities for employment. It could be a mom advocating in her own home for better, not just relationships, or better ambiances between mom and dad and kids. It could be a dad advocating for kids to be doing more things with him on weekends. A single parent. This is who could get involved in advocacy. A single parent advocating for better ways for them to get involved in the community. A semi-retiree. Yes, it could be a semi-retiree advocating for better community spirit in their local communities. And it could be a retiree as well doing the same thing. And a senior, why not? Okay, so all these different types of people can get involved in advocacy. Who can get involved in advocacy? These are the folks that can get involved in advocacy. And most important, a person with a disability can also get involved in advocacy. So there are no barriers to advocacy, folks. Anybody, almost anybody, could get involved in advocacy. Okay? Why is advocacy necessary? Advocacy is necessary to raise issues, to raise awareness of what's going on amongst us. Okay, so it is necessary to raise issues that are happening. Okay, to raise awareness about what's going on around us and amongst us. It is also a way to be able to train others, develop training programs. That is why advocacy is necessary. To campaign for a good cause, to campaign as I did in 2015 when I led a team across Canada to campaign for an Accessible Canada Act. We campaigned with others and with groups, and we campaigned to the Canadian government to do this. The Accessible Canada Act was passed in July 2019. To petition others for something, like, okay, you petition your members of parliament, you petition your local councillor, you can petition, management. This is why advocacy is necessary. Okay? Advocacy is when you want to be, you're thinking of wanting to change existing situations for the better or to create something new. This is why advocacy is necessary. How do you get involved in advocacy? You can do it on your own, but you got to be prepared when I tell you that advocacy is not for the faint of heart. You can do it with others, right? So this is how you get involved in advocacy. On your own, with others, with groups, with agencies, on social media, through podcasts and webinars, through blogs, articles, and editorials, and through press releases, right? Through interviews, through roundtables, through conferences, through teletown halls, whether they're face-to-face or, virtual town halls. So there's several ways to do this, okay? Think about it, all right? So, what do you think? This is how you get involved in advocacy, folks. Many, many ways to do it, okay? All right. Not as difficult as you may think, right? All right. When do you get involved in advocacy? When it affects you directly, when it affects others that you care about, when you have a concern or a passion, when you have a dream or an interest, okay? Right. So I think you're getting the picture now, and every month I'm going to be going over these points again. The how, the when, the why, the what, all these concepts of advocacy. When, why, what, and how. Okay? You got to know when to pick your battle. When you think this battle is worth your while, worth your time, when you think that you can manage this battle, and you've got to think of which battle in your mind you think is most achievable for you, not just to win, but to be able to have an effect on society or others or yourself. Which battle most interests you or excites you? Which battle most satisfies you? Which battle will make you most happy by the end of the day? Very important. Which battle is going to take the shortest length of time, if that's what you want, or is going to take up a lot of your time? I have been involved in battles that have taken a few years, but thank goodness and thank God I've had people working with me, or else it would have been a long, long time. And some battles don't last as long. It all depends on what the cause is that you are advocating for. Think of the amount of resources that you're going to have to put out in order to get involved in this battle. You also have to plan your strategy. Do your research really, really well before you even think of getting involved in advocacy. Who do you contact when you start your advocacy journey? What method are you going to use, whether it's letter writing, social media, email, phone call, a face-to-face meeting, a virtual meeting? What is the message you wish to convey? Very, very important. The message content. And the follow-up, also very, very important. Right. I have a word game I want to start with you. And the word game, every month, what I will do, I will give you 2 words, and we're going to think about how these 2 words affect advocacy. All right, here is the first word game. Or I should say the first little thing here. Complaining versus committing. What is the meaning of the word complaining? A lot of us complain. I complain, but you know what? I have made a concerted effort over the past few years not to complain if I don't need to complain. People don't like when others complain. People like you to come up with a solution. So if you complain about something, I will ask you, what is your solution to it? So don't just complain. Complaining versus committing. Committing is when you say, okay, I don't like the color of, the wall in the school, but I will commit to help making it a better color if this is what, I'm looking for my words here. If this is what the opinion is, if this is what the majority thinks. So you just don't complain. You make a commitment to find a solution to help make it better. Okay? Complaining versus committing. Think of those two words. All right? Now I'm going to end my podcast with 3 stories for you to think about as what I think advocacy is all about. Here is the first story. And the title to my little story is about the kid and the lemonade stand. Okay? Timmy was a 9-year-old boy. And Timmy advocated to his parents to set up a lemonade stand. Okay? He wanted to sell lemonade to passers-by. He told his parents that he wanted to make some money so that he could buy his own stuff. One thing being help to buy himself a bicycle for Christmas. Okay? He wanted to get an early start. And he did not want to ask his parents for money to buy this bicycle if he could avoid it. He asked his parents to help him do this. And the lemonade stand was set up at the edge of the family's drive. Okay? That's the story. What is advocacy here? It's Timmy getting involved with his parents, reaching out to them and engaging with them. He spoke up for a lemonade stand to be set up. Who gets involved in advocacy? Little Timmy. Okay? 9-year-old Timmy. Why is advocacy necessary? Because Timmy wanted help to set up an advocacy stand. And how to get involved in advocacy? Timmy got involved. Okay? He got involved with his parents. And when to get involved in advocacy? During the summertime. Perfect time. Here is my second story. Story 2. A blind condo resident advocating for electronic documents. Okay? Let me tell you the story. I wanted the management office to distribute to me all documents in electronic format that were being circulated to all other residents, because I, as a blind and vision impaired resident, wanted the ability to read everything that others could read. But this took a few years to get it done. It was hard going. At first, I made phone calls, then I sent emails, But then finally I got my lawyer to write to the management office, reminding them that under the Condo Act, I, as a blind/vision impaired resident, was entitled to receive all of the documents that were being circulated in a readable format, just as everybody else. But for me, the management office only reacted after having received the letter from my lawyer. This was a battle that took a few years. This is a battle that was at times very frustrating, but because I wanted the ability to read my documents in a format that I could read, and documents that were being circulated to everybody else, I decided to pick this battle. I decided to go through with this battle. Okay? What is advocacy in this case? When I advocated for electronic documents. Who got involved in advocacy? Me. Okay? Why was advocacy necessary? Because I needed to receive my documentation in a readable format so that I could read everything that everyone else was being able to read. How to get involved in advocacy in this case? By engaging with the management office and finally getting my lawyer involved. When to get involved in advocacy? When I needed action to be taken. Okay? So there's another example of advocacy. Okay? And the third and final story for this month. Okay? A retiree advocating for better services at a Service Ontario office. Okay? Let me tell you the story. Eric spent many hours writing to his provincial member of parliament, asking his member to get involved. Because he was not receiving sufficient or adequate service as a retiree at his Service Ontario office. Eric sent emails and made phone calls to his MPP's office, okay? The provincial MP's office. And he even had a face-to-face meeting with his provincial member of parliament. Okay? Eric was very, very frustrated. Okay? Huh? And who could blame him? Okay? All right. And he was very intent on getting something out of this. Every 2 weeks, he would email or call his MP's office. Finally, after a few months, Eric's MP spoke to the Service Ontario office concerned. And he and Eric even visited the office. After the visit, Eric had the opportunity to provide awareness training to the staff members at this Service Ontario office. Eric now receives wonderful service from this Service Ontario office. Okay? So, what is advocacy? When Eric engaged with his MP for help, that is what advocacy was in this case. Who got involved in advocacy? Eric and his MP. Why was advocacy necessary in this case? Because Eric needed to receive adequate service from his Service Ontario office. And how did Eric get involved in advocacy? Through phone calls, emails, and a face-to-face meeting with him and his MP meeting with the Service Ontario staff. When to get involved in advocacy? When needed action, or when action needed to be taken. Okay? All right. Those are my 3 stories for this month, and hopefully they will motivate you to get more involved in advocacy. If you wish to engage with me personally, write to me at either askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com or to me at donnajohnhan@gmail.com. I'll be waiting for you. And I'm going to end my podcast for this month, Ask Donna, Advocacy in Action, with this. A bit of this and a bit of that from Donna's Did You Know diary. Okay. What I found out are practical and natural. And here's what I learned for this month. About laying hens. These laying hens lay about 340 eggs, 340 eggs annually. Did you know that? I just found this out. Number 2. It is best not to put your wooden spoons in racks in your dishwasher. And why? Because they can become warped. Okay? Number 3. What is the best way to clean your frying pans and saucepans? Wash them in warm water in a bit of dish soap. So, put them in warm water and add a bit of dish soap. Okay? Number 4. About magnesium. It is most helpful or most beneficial for circulation, okay? And helping to deal with cramps. This is what magnesium is all about. And the liquid form is more effective than the pill form. Okay? Number 5, what are 3 types of window cleaners? Ammonia-based, ammonia-free, and vinegar-based. Okay? Number 6. And here are some old-fashioned weather tips. If you see clouds rising in the west, it is going to rain. If the winds are blowing from the south, it's going to be scorching hot. Nice thought for January, eh? All right. Number 7. Here's some trivia about the Pacific Ocean. It is the deepest and largest ocean in the world. I didn't know that until now. Number 8, how are 2 great ways to shine your kitchen sink? Make sure first that your sink is completely dry. Use baby or vegetable oil on a paper towel to shine your sink. Okay. Number 9. What is the difference between ice pellets and frozen rain? A good tip for this month. Ice pellets are just like hail. Frozen rain is rain that freezes as soon as it touches the ground. Okay? Number 10. what are some causes for headaches? Okay? Some common causes for getting a headache. Lack of sleep, stress, hunger, sinus-related symptoms, caffeine withdrawal. My goodness. All right. This is it for me for this month. Ask Donna, Advocacy in Action. I hope you enjoyed my first Advocacy in Action podcast for 2025, January 2025. If you have any comments, suggestions, thoughts, recommendations, anything, or feedback, send it to me at askdonnaonblindlife@gmail.com or donnajohnhen@gmail.com. Also, send me your own stories and I'll be happy, very, very happy to share them. This is it for me for this month. Folks, have a great month, or a great rest of the day, a great rest of the week, and a great rest of the month. I will see you next month. Take care and stay safe. Stay safe. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Ask Donna, Advocacy in Action. Donna truly appreciates your time and support. Remember, your thoughts, comments, and feedback are always welcome. Just send them over to donnajohnhen@gmail.com. Remember, together we can keep making a difference. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and keep advocating.